Okay, Outlanders. Hello, everyone. We are here. This is season 2, episode 3, Useful Occupations and Deception. I'm ready to jump in. I hope you guys are too. This is going to be another great episode. And in which way do I put my headphones on? Welcome to the channel if you are new here. My name is Iman. Well, let's get started.
Do you think Duvernay will consent to a meeting with the prince?
I've no idea. Chess and a blether with Duvernay, then another mad gallop, hopefully with a minister by my side.
It's so crazy how his life changed. It was so calm in Scotland, and now he's like all this political stuff now.
Appreciate your concern. A reek of smoke.
And cheap perfume. Doesn't exactly help my morning sickness.
Oh yeah,
my head
I
out of the
keep
carriage
forgetting
on the
that
way
she's
here, but-
pregnant.
Sorry. Had him since I was a wee lad.
Oh, the snake.
I'm sure he's around his...
She's always like so sad.
I can't marry a Frenchman.
Why, is there something wrong with French?
Your husband's so gentle and so kind. I mean, I know he doesn't trouble you in that way.
Sex? What?
A Frenchman's thing, you know, they put it right between a lady's legs. I mean, right up inside her. No. An Englishman or even a Scot.
They do that
I
too.
didn't mean it in that way.
She's very, 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 very innocent.
In Sussex.
I found this. They recorded the births, deaths, and marriages from the front of the family Bibles in 1746, when Jonathan Wolverton Randall
Married Miss Mary.
Oh.
I hope I...
Oh my god, this is like Back to the Future. Oh boy. All right, Marty McFly.
If Jack Randall had really died at Wentworth Prison, he obviously could not later wed Mary Hawkins and sire Frank's direct ancestor.
Wow.
Frank himself would never
Oh
exist.
my god. Oh, dang.
Perhaps I hadn't allowed myself. I was faced with the terrible knowledge that Frank's very existence now depended on Jack, living for at least another year.
Whoa. Wow, that is so heavy. And she has to carry all of this on her right now. She can't talk to Jamie about this because he's so preoccupied and he needs to focus.
Suzette to mend. Suzette, did I not ask you to mend? Did you need something crazy?
Myrtle.
No.
Oh my god.
When did you become such a priggish scold when it comes to frolicking between the sheets?
You can mind your own bloody business. And remember who runs this house. I'm sorry, that was unforgivably rude. I'm just... It's not myself.
Murtaugh you could confide in. You have to tell him.
Jack Randall is alive.
Yeah. There, thank God she's saying it.
I saw him lying dead with my own...
When we were at Versailles, I spoke with the Duke's secretary. As it happens, is Alex Randall, his brother.
Randall really is the devil.
It really is. It's crazy.
You have not told Jamie. Good.
Is it?
Aye. Unless you want to see him running back to Scotland to seek his vengeance. Like the end up with Jamie being arrested and hanged, whether he kills Randall or
Right.
no.
Right. Ah, it's so complicated.
I'm living a lie.
I know. I couldn't do it. But that's a good thing about having Murtaugh.
You're keeping a secret to save his life. Keeps the lad from running off in a blind fury only to meet his maker at the end of a rope. I'll be keeping that secret with you.
That's a good thing for me to know because I sometimes see things in black or white. I don't like lying at all. At all. It makes me very uncomfortable. But I think there's sometimes lies are safe, if that makes sense. Oh God. Okay, I guess Murtaugh, finish your business.
The game is yours. Okay.
Wow, he's really good.
You offered to be of service if ever I needed you.
If you desire my help, it would not be a bad idea to lose a game once in a while.
I respect you too much to allow such a cheap victory.
I give you permission to respect me, Les.
So gorgeous. It's so hard not to look at her. I mean, that color is, she stands out.
Excusez-moi.
Bien entendu, monsieur. Ça va de soi.
That's awkward. Ow. Man, he's just seeing red.
Shop.
I have it in my shop, where I sell to my customers who, usually in a moment of passion, want to poison their enemies, is bitter cascara.
And it makes the enemy suffer visibly, but it doesn't kill. And my lady's maid.
It is usually the other way around. The maid buys a preventative for her lady, so the lady can maintain the pretense of fidelity.
I'm an unusual
This is
lady.
true.
It is putting your medical talents to use.
Oh, that would be perfect for her.
Cathedral. The nuns, they must rely on medical
Oh, wow.
volunteers.
That's perfect. That's so crazy. Like, that's her passion, her purpose is to help other people. And she has, if she stops doing it, she just feels like she's not full, like wholly herself. She actually has to help.
I have some medical skills I thought might be useful here.
Oh boy.
Indeed.
It was urine, undoubtedly. But without chemical tests or even litmus paper, what conceivable use could a urine sample?
Can you tell from what she suffers, madame?
She has diabetes.
I suspected the cause straight away, but I took a moment to recall the 18th century term for diabetes. Sugar sickness.
Been in secret negotiations with several wealthy and highly influential members of the British aristocracy who believe my father is the rightful heir to the English.
He always says that.
These patriots are willing to fund his return to glory and have already pledged an amount to the court, nearly sufficient to accomplish that divine purpose. Should King Louis support our cause, I offer France an alliance with Britain in the aftermath of victory.
Allies.
Oh yeah, she's still at the hospital.
I'm so glad you're here. I've had the most wonderful day. I lanced 2 boils, changed filthy dressings, and saw my first case of full-blown scrofula.
What took you there?
I'll just go and find myself
What, is she
something to
in
eat.
trouble?
Told
Yeah,
you.
but she can't just drink tea all day, and she needs to do stuff.
I heard they were in need of people with my skills. So as I had time today, I went and volunteered.
For the bairn. Have you not thought of that?
Can we close the
Of course
doors?
I
I
thought of the
I don't
baby.
want everyone in. I would not want
I
everyone
would only
in my
treat patients
business.
that I need
Yeah.
to feel a sense of accomplishment.
How will lancing boils and tasting urine help us to save Scotland?
Dang, Jamie.
I want, when I come home with a problem, is to be able to turn to my wife for help. When do I get to feel good? When do I get to find meaning in my day?
Well, damn. I mean, it's hard because there's always each person is correct in their perspective. I love that he was there the whole time. So, oh no, Lord Jesus. Get away.
D'anglais? First of all, I'm a dirty Scottish bastard. But I am interested in you.
Oh.
I'm no.
I don't want that either.
Jeez.
Put me down. Stop.
He's like a bully.
You wee bastard, that's my snake.
This is so, I mean, I do like that there's the real, this would happen in a relationship. And Jamie's not, no one's perfect. No one's perfect, not even Jamie. And so it's good to see these really difficult times in their relationship, these ups and these downs and the shifts and what they want. And it's very good to see that.
Madame, vous avez de très très
Oh
beaux
my
seins.
God.
You just said the same thing to Suzette.
Oh!
You see? A pocket of
Oh.
putrefaction. Shall I summon Monsieur Farret?
No. I can handle it.
Oh.
Voila.
Oui. Elle fera
Good
parfaitement
boy.
l'affaire.
What are you doing here?
He needs your help. He's stubborn. He's so stubborn. They're both so stubborn. It's so fun.
An old German friend of mine, Herr
The
Bach, has done
Bach?
work very similar to this.
the
Johannes
the
Goldberg Ferry?
I was gonna say it did sound
Now,
familiar.
you see here?
The musical key. Whoever wrote this had a diabolical sense of humor.
Why, diabolical.
All of whom are willing to contribute to our cause.
So the English conspirators are real.
Sandringham.
Is the Duke, I'm sure of it.
Well, the Duke's had secret dealings with Dougal for years.
Dougal is a committed Jacobite.
He's playing both sides against the middle.
He may well be hedging his bets for and against a steward restoration.
Oh,
Good. It
and now you're
feels
gonna have to
make
break his heart.
progress. After fighting feathers for so long.
Shoot.
What is it, Sasach?
Aww.
I just love seeing you so happy.
Are we done? These episodes they're so good. They're going by so quickly. Like they're basically an hour long. Wow. I mean, I like how much detail goes into each episode. Where you go, the clothing that Claire wears, costume design, the makeup, hair, everything. It's just so on point, so well done. It really, you're thrown back to another world. So I really appreciate that part of it, and like the beautiful architecture. And I just really, I'm enjoying this season so far. The change of pace is good too. It puts me on some edge because I mean, I'm just a person I'm a hobbit. I'm literally like throw me in in an underground home, I'll be fine. Like I'm just like I have the mentality of a hobbit. I just want to relax. I want to put my feet up on the table and just drink tea or whatever, eat good food, laugh, and not worry about politics and all this stuff. Like, guess that's fine. Go away. Like that's my life. So for me, going into this, like the politics and all of that, I'm like, oh, here we are. But it's really an interesting change of pace, and it's appreciated, especially with the connection with Claire and Jaime and their relationship. I think it's a very beautiful way of showing how relationships evolve. Like sometimes in real life, you're going to have like your husband or your wife is going to take on another role. Like you're going to have to work, move to a different country. Like things change, and then you're kind of, it's more a stuffy place. It's not relaxing anymore. You've got to meet new people. And maybe there's a trauma or a death in the family that's happened, and you're trying to resolve that, but also be in a relationship. And I think they do very well. And it just goes to show for me where I'm like looking at my own self and being like, man, there's a lot of shit I need to work on. Because there's so many things I'm so immature about, even at my age. And, and I'm coming to like this understanding. And I like to be open about this stuff because it's important to be open to an extent. But just, I think a lot of us, we want a fairy tale. We were given that as little girls. We watch these Disney movies, and we'll watch the first season of this show and be like, man, Jaime is a king, and he is perfect, and he is everything. And it's true. He is. He's great. He's a better man than most. But he's a human. And so when we're faced with these happy endings and we don't get to see what happens after the marriage, what happens after the relationship actually gets these really traumatic experiences, which has happened to Jaime and Claire, how does their love change? How do they fit each other into their lives? How do they make time for each other when life is now busy and now there's trauma attached? I wish to be more like Claire. I really do. I might sound sometimes like mature, and in some ways I can be, but in my own relationships, I can revert to very immature behavior and thinking patterns. And that's due to the way I grew up. I didn't have the best foundation nor the best examples. So I'm creating my own now at this older age. I'm creating my own understanding for the first time. Where I'm like, oh, these are not good to do, and this is not helpful, and this is. But when you're in the situation, you just can't see it. Just like Claire really did the best. Like, they didn't argue, they didn't fight when all that was going down. When he was like, "Why weren't you here for me?" When you blah 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 blah, and it's like we could want to get mad at Jaime and be like, "You asshole! She's bored at home and she's doing nothing, and she's a healer." But Jaime he makes a great point. I mean, he's literally living a lie. He knows now what happens in the future, and he has to go into places he doesn't like, do things he's not like fond of, the politics side of things. He doesn't want to do that. I mean, he's a warrior. He's not this politician. So it's just, he's doing stuff that's very uncomfortable, and to come home and not have his comfort being there, it probably threw him off, and it makes total sense why he felt the way he felt. And I'm just glad that they were able to just not like fight each other. They were annoyed with each other. They were frustrated, and both were right. Both were right. Like, she needs to be out there. She needs to do what she needs to do. And that's another thing about relationships. It's hard to balance, especially when you don't grow up with understanding how to balance. It causes dysregulation. It puts you on, if you're more of an anxious type like me, puts you more in anxiety mode, and you're nervous. And it's like, I guess building that foundation before you get into something very serious is probably the best bet, right? Claire is a very balanced woman. She's got a good head on her shoulders, and not a lot really, she's got a stomach of steel, so not a lot really makes her queasy. She can withstand a lot. And that's how a good relationship thrives. Like, a good, healthy relationship, that you need to have both people have a good foundation and to be able to stand on their own, and with or without the other. And then when they are together, they're like a magical force to be reckoned with. It just shows like a beautiful balance of how a relationship should be, and that even in the most beautiful, perfect relationships, there's still stubbornness, there's still like mistreatment even, and frustrating moments. But you kind of have to, you got to realize what is healthy, what's not healthy. And obviously we know the foundation of Claire's heart, and we know the foundation of Jaime's heart, and they're good. At the end of the day, they're just good, and they're not out here to purposely try to hurt one another. So if you're in a relationship where that person is purposely trying to hurt you, and purposely, and I mean purposefully, like really on purpose, trying to betrayal and shame you and embarrass you, that's not love, and that's not a foundation of a good-hearted person. And if you have those qualities, face it, realize it, and then work on that. Self-awareness, number one thing to have to be able to fix anything. You have to be able to see it. So this show does a great job of doing that. And then obviously like the politics and all, like it's like it feels very like what's the word I'm looking for? Like I'm on edge. I feel like I'm on edge, even though there's no fighting. It's like a mental game. I guess it's a game of chess in a way. And like I said, I watched the Queen's Gambit. If you want to watch those reactions, I loved that show, and it was so exciting, even though not a lot was happening, but a lot was happening at the same time. And so yeah, life is sort of like chess. I need to learn how to play it. I still need to learn. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm happy where they're at, but I'm also worried about when Claire is going to drop the bomb on Jaime. How is she going to say it? When is she going to say it? And she just has to say it. And then now with the Mary Hawkins situation, that's crazy that she marries Jonathan Randall. That is weird. What the heck? Maybe that's the good in Frank. That's like the good part of Frank is that. But man, what a sweet innocent girl, and she marries that guy, or whatever happens. I don't know. It's weird because you can't just kill the guy, or else Frank's not here in the future. They have to get together. So that's another interesting part of it all. Whew, cannot wait for the next episode. Thank you guys for watching with me, and I will see you soon. Bye, everyone.